Oh my goodness, you guys. It's here. I cannot believe it. Blood Drop is finished, and today we're going to be doing the final island tour. It's been 7 months filming this island, and it is finally done. So let's get right into this tour. I'm going to start out by opening up the map. This is the final map of Blood Drop. Now, is it the prettiest map in the world? Definitely not, but I am happy with kind of the pathing, especially in the back left corner. I think that looks pretty cute. So for my residents, we have Skull Queen myself, Cherry, Goose. I did not want Goose to stay, by the way. He was the starter jock for this island and never, ever moved out. I cannot believe it. I did have amiibos, but I was just too lazy. We also have Benjamin, Roswell, Roscoe, my baby, Lopez, Huck, Shino, the Queen, Wolfgang, and Petrie. The DA is right there on the bottom, but it'll also be in the description, so if you want to tour along with me, feel free. So right out of the entrance here, I just want to point out my zombie flag. This is a post-apocalyptic zombie dystopia, so I tried to keep that theme pretty apparent throughout the island. I think right off the entrance, you do get that vibe pretty much immediately. We have a chainsaw just in case you need to pick up a weapon to defend yourself. We are also warning you about the zombies, so definitely beware. Also, we have a gas station, and this building was inspired by Tropicitch. She makes these amazingly realistic buildings out of bookcases as well as simple panels. So I'll link her Instagram down below also if you want to get some inspiration, and she also has how-to guides for how to exactly set this all up. Now for the gas station, I wanted to keep it as interactive as possible, so you can completely walk through it, and I did continue it onto the beach here. And we have a nice little zombie coming out of the truck. We also have some flames sprinkled out all throughout the island. And then the remainder of the gas station is right over here on the left side. I of course had to include a little ATM and vending machine because it's a gas station. You gotta have a little bit of a convenience in there. Right behind the gas station, we do have the museum, and I kept it pretty simple. I just wanted to keep it towards the front of the island to make it seem like a more fixed building, obviously. I decorated it with just some wide display stands and the castle gate, and then filled it with some items that I thought looked a little bit dystopian, a little bit creepy. I don't know if I accomplished it, but I do like how the museum looks. And if we continue through, I wanted this to be kind of like the main town center, so we have all of our shops kind of right here at the front. This is our abandoned electronics store, and I had a lot of fun creating this and kind of deciding what custom designs to use. So you can see in the wide display stands, we have some zombies kind of peeking through. And the design of this building was inspired by Horrible Gaming here on YouTube as well as Instagram. So I'll link her page down below also. She creates these amazingly realistic buildings out of the wide display stands and some more of the 2.0 items. So I used that design for this building here. And also for our abandoned grocery store, because every city has to have a grocery store. We've got a nice little skeleton out here to greet you, and I wanted to make it obviously disheveled and abandoned. So it's a complete free-for-all at this point. You don't pay for any groceries. You just run in there, get what you need, and run out, because as you can see, there is a little zombie back there waiting to get you. So you gotta be as quick as humanly possible. See, we have another sign saying zombie attack. We're just trying to warn you, okay? So don't say we didn't warn you. Right down from the grocery store, we have our construction zone. Not sure what happened there. Let's just ignore that guy. And I'm not sure what we were trying to build. Honestly, we lost all of the plans and the blueprints, so it's probably just gonna stay a disheveled construction zone for all of eternity. But you know what? That's okay. It goes with the industrial theme of the island. Looks like we have a lot of little bodies going. I don't know how those got there. It's so weird. Right up from the construction zone, we have even more of a continuation, just because I wasn't sure how to fill up this space and I had a lot of construction items left. So this is what I came up with. I'm sorry if it's not the most creative, but I do think it blends with the left side pretty nicely, so happy with how that turned out. And we of course had to have a little standee, just in case, you know. Now heading further on to the right, we have reached our campsite, and as you can tell, I kept the weeds insane. I just let them go wild, and that is to represent the fact that our campsite is a little more rural, not as taken care of as maybe the rest of the island. I don't know if any of it's being taken care of at this point, but you know. And then down here, just a little continuation of that campsite. We have a little tent and a nice pot of hot soup. I did get the recipe from Kevin, and I really hope we don't spill it, so fingers crossed for that. And I do have a fun little surprise that I haven't showed on my Instagram or any other videos yet, but right in front of our shopping district, we do have this little subway station with a Mario pipe, so I wonder where this is gonna take us. That's right, we have officially reached the bunker for the island. So this is a safe space away from the zombies. Any villager that needs a nice place to rest and refuel and regroup can come down here, and we have a nice little kitchen. We have some cots that they can sleep on. We also have a couple TVs so they can keep updated with the news, and anything they need to know pertinent about the zombies can be found right there. So yeah, I wanted to include all of the essentials down here. We have our bathroom, our beds, our cooking area, and I thought this was a nice little getaway for anyone trying to just get some peace and quiet from the craziness of the zombies. So yeah, I thought that was a fun little idea, a little underground bunker for the survivors. And I wanted to have a little breath of fresh air, so I decided to add a little nursery up here. Yeah, kind of random, don't really know, but I do think it looks cool. Up here we have our dystopian Able sisters. They are trying their best to look fashionable, but you know, we got some boxes, we have a beware sign. They're trying to do what they can with what they have. You can't fault them. And then I did add a telescope up here because I thought this was a cool viewpoint of the neighborhood. Yeah, I don't know. So I added that. And finally, for the shopping district, we have our Nook's Cranny. And I turned this into a general store so you can kind of get supplies and survival materials from the zombies. So you can get an axe, a little gas can, some boxes. Looks like they're getting a delivery. Yeah, we just ignore these little bodies everywhere. Don't know where those keep popping up from. But I love this whole little shopping district. I thought it turned out really cute. And that is pretty much it for the front part of my island. Now, if you continue right back here from resident services, this will take you to our villager neighborhood. Shino, stop. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. I can't. So she's hanging out right outside her house. We have Shino right here. I added these little community centers to kind of give the villagers something to occupy their minds and their time. They can take care of the flowers and tend to the crops. Again, right here, we have a little waterfall that they can enjoy. And I wanted to give every villager their own yard, but still keep it very dystopian. So I hope I accomplished that. Now for Petrie's yard, she is the only one that got a really personalized, dedicated yard since she is a little doctor. So we gave her a whole laboratory so she can find a cure for these zombies. So we have a hospital bed, we have one of these science pods. She is just working her little paws away, trying to save everybody. So she is a hero. You have to stand. And heading back through the neighborhood, we'll go ahead and head back, and that will be our second row. So we have Wolfgang's house right here. I thought it was only fitting to give him a little dog of his own, very friendly. And I really do like how this looks immersive, and like it really is just some residents trying to scrounge together with what they have and keep the city going. You know, they're doing their best. And I kept every house original. I didn't do the whole DLC with being able to customize the homes because I thought it looked more realistic that they were all different, and that's kind of how a real neighborhood is, especially an older one. Back here, we have our body beach. So any washed up bodies happen to end up on this beach. I don't know why, but you can see we have plenty of bones. We got a little anatomical model looking out to the island back there, wishing he was there and safe, but sorry buddy, you are with me. And as we head up here, this is one of my favorite parts of this entire island. We have my dystopian skyline. Again, this was inspired by Horrible Gaming on YouTube. She made a very realistic city skyline, and I wanted to emulate that but add my own little dystopian twist. So I added a bunch of servers. We have stage flame machines. We have a lot of where open signs, phone booths, a wide display stand, and I have an entire video of me building the skyline, so I can go ahead and link that as well if you're interested to see how that turned out. And then down there we have a little intersection with some of the caves representing some cars entering and leaving the city, so I thought that was a nice little touch. And this skyline seriously just keeps going on and on. It's pretty crazy how many items this took up, but I'm really proud of it. It really does look realistic to me, so can't really go wrong with that. And then exiting the opposite end of the skyline, that will take us right here to my house. So I kind of turned the front of my house into a junkyard. As you can see, I kind of wanted to divert the zombies from entering the home, so I can show you the inside of it. When we first enter the home, we have a bunch of statues keeping guard. I did block off all of the rooms down here, so nobody can enter, and let's just assume that all of these are also bunkers that are safe spaces for villagers. And if we head upstairs, let's just pretend there's like a secret door that you have to get through to go up there so that no zombies can enter. But once you head up here, we have our laboratory that's kind of like a community lab. This is where everyone comes together to kind of share their new findings of potential cures, what they've noticed as far as the zombies go. And we have a little experimental corner right over here. So I thought that was a nice little touch. We have a control room kind of keeping watch of the entire island and just recording everything so that they can find a cure as soon as possible. Okay, and then heading down to the basement. This might be my favorite room of the house. I'm sure you can guess what we've turned this into, but it is a dungeon slash torture room, I guess, because we have some prisoners right over here. These are zombies that are under inspection, and we kept them company with a nice little spider crab, so I thought that was very kind of us. We have a little toilet that's on the outside of the bars, so when you really have to go and you can't access it, it's just that much more fun, you know? And we have our most recent capturing right here. He is going to be our next subject to be examined. So he's probably going to end up on this bed, and you know what? I don't need to go into details. You know what happens after that. So that is our little dungeon slash inspection room. We are very dedicated to finding a cure here, you guys. And that is it for my house. Kept it short and sweet. I didn't decorate 2 of the rooms just because I didn't know what to do with them. So you know what? I blocked them off. It's fine. Now we're gonna kind of head down here past our junkyard, and this will take us to our dystopian park. So this was once a community park where all of the kids came to play, everyone could compete, you could play basketball, you could do some boxing. But now, obviously, it's just in ruins. We got fires popping up everywhere. There's weeds completely everywhere. Not sure where that help sign came from. I'm sure they're just joking, you know. And got a little baby tree, a little volleyball section. And I thought this was a cute little area that represents really how downhill the city has gone. You know, who wants to play in a park like this? Except I might. If you head down here, this takes us right back to the museum. So there's 2 ways to access this next section. The first way was up there by my house, or you can head down here, and there are 2 entrances to the Toxic Factory. This is another one of my favorite builds. This and the Skyline are probably the 2 builds that I'm the most proud of, but we have a ton of gear towers, amazing machines, tanks, gear apparatuses, and stage flame machines just all sprinkled throughout. And I really think the vibe comes through that this is a dangerous and toxic factory, especially with the poison custom codes everywhere. You know what? We're just trying to warn you. Like I said, don't say we didn't warn you if you go walking through the toxic factory and then you feel weird afterwards. And it just keeps kind of going on and on. This took me so much time, but it's so grand, and I really do feel like the zombie post-apocalyptic vibe comes through, so I'm so happy with this entire build. Again, speed builds of almost everything on this island is on my channel, so feel free to go and check that out. And then this is the other entrance/exit, kind of right outside my yard. Very proud of that entire toxic factory, and this will lead us right into our haunted canal. And I just wanted to have some more waterscaping because I realized that this island had next to no water by the time I got back here. So I wanted to terraform this nice straight canal to still show that it was a very developed city and not just rivers running through. And the canal will lead you right back to Red's sketchy AF market. You can see he's selling gold that he probably stole, some fossils that he probably stole, some statues that are 100% fake, but you know what? Red is on his grind. You can't hate on the hustle. Right next to his black market, we also have a very illegal fish market where Red sells all of the most exotic fish. I'm sure he's making some shark fin soup. You know, all the controversial things Red has right over here for people to buy at increased, inflated prices. Capitalism. And then right back here we have a little shipyard, which is where they go and obviously fish so they can supply the market. And on top of supplying the market, they also have to supply our seafood restaurant. So I figured what better area to put the seafood restaurant than right here next to where all of the fish are. So we have kind of our kitchen area right over here. And these bistro tables are so cute, but unfortunately you can't place any items on top of them. So I decided to craft some of these tea tables and place the seafood items on those to get the point across that this is a seafood restaurant. And I do think that the effect was pulled off, thankfully. Up here on this rock, I have so much space. This is the biggest rock I've ever seen on any of my islands. So I of course had to continue the little restaurant onto the rock here. And I just had so much extra space that I even continued it down here a little bit. And it transitions right here through this pergola into the beach. And this is just kind of a dystopian beach with regular beach items. We have some lifeguard chairs, these parasols, which I customized with the same design that our flag is. Of course, we need some skeletons and anatomical models, but I like the dark kind of dystopian vibes that are still carried throughout. Right here we have a very miniature dog for Cap'n. I'm so sorry, Cap'n, you deserve so much better. But since I have hardly next to any space to decorate with, I just kept it very simple with a skeleton, a fishing pole, a box, a fish, a stool, and an octopus. That's about it. And then for this beach down here, I wanted an abandoned soccer field. I always think it's so cute whenever I see these. And I was like, can I make this dystopian? But you know what? You can make anything dystopian. All you need is some custom codes and maybe some weights. That's literally it. And I did not have a single soccer ball, so I just decided to place a football down right over there. Now for this side of the beach, I don't really know what I was going for. I just kind of placed a suspicious cauldron with these models around. I don't know. It fills up the space, it looks kind of creepy, it gets the job done, so that is that. But right back here, we have our origin of the zombies. And this is kind of where all of the chemicals spilled out and things went awry, and then zombies started popping out from that volcano right over there. So we had to dig a moat around it. We have all these flames around it. We're trying to keep it as contained as possible. But you know what? We're only humans and things happen, so. We try to avoid this little section as much as possible. I'm already feeling a little tingly, so we will just head right back through here. And wow, I think that is actually it for our island, you guys. That went way quicker than I thought it would. I've had so much fun kind of going with the city theme, and it's been a nice challenge, but I am ready to start something a little more natural. So get ready for my next island, you guys. It's gonna be great. I can't believe the journey is over. All right, everybody, that is gonna do it for the final island tour of Blood Drop. If you've been here with me through this journey, thank you so, so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I have a very exciting project coming up for October, so please subscribe to stay tuned for that. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.